who's as adamant about his or her position as I am about mine, whom you think is sharp. Seriously, we know that. And another thing, we heard him say that... Hey, sports fans, this is number 36 edition of And Another Thing. I am Larry Elder. If you want to subscribe, become an Eldorado, go to LarryElder.com, sign up. You're going to get a free copy of Michael and Me, my award-winning feature-length documentary about the Second Amendment, where we ambushed the esteemed director, Michael Moore, and I asked him 3 times how often Americans use guns to defend themselves every year, and 3 times the director gave less than a persuasive answer. Let's put it like that. So go to LarryElder.com and take care of it. Now for today's commentary. As you know, Anthony Weiner is staying in the race for mayor of New York. Against the advice of almost everybody, I think, including me, I would advise him to get out of the race. If for only this reason, you'd think that in a city that big, they come up with somebody who might be able to be mayor, who's not going to be a laughingstock and distract so many people from the city's business. That said, Anthony Weiner intends to stay in the race. If Mr. Weiner came to me and said, yo, Sage from South Central, what should I do to compete in this race, despite the embarrassing thing that I have done? Here's what I would tell Mr. Weiner to do. And again, I'm not saying you got to stay in the race. I'm just saying if you're going to stay in the race, this is what I would do. I would hold a press conference and I would say, my fellow New Yorkers, guess what? The New York Times just editorialized that I should drop out of this race. The same New York Times that editorialized during Bill Clinton's impeachment business that everybody lies about sex, and there's a distinction between what somebody does privately and what somebody does publicly. I guess that matters until your name is something other than Clinton. I never touched anybody other than maybe myself. And since I've been married, I've only touched my wife as far as a woman is concerned. I didn't get accused of rape the way Bill Clinton did by Juanita Broaddrick. I didn't get accused of sexual assault the way Bill Clinton did by Kathleen Willey. Yet I'm being asked to drop out of the race. Where was the National Organization for Women when Juanita Broaddrick went on Dateline NBC, not some fringe cable station, Dateline NBC, and said Bill Clinton raped her when he's running for governor of Arkansas? Nothing. But 8 women come before San Diego and say Bob Filner did X, Y, and Z, and we want the guy to resign. These women didn't report anything either. Neither did Juanita Broaddrick. And that brings me to Kathleen Willey on 60 Minutes. You remember that? She was interviewed by Ed Bradley. In a recent press conference, President Obama made a reference to a bunch of phony scandals that were taking everyone's attention away from more important issues. Larry, do you know what phony scandals he's referring to? Yeah, he's referring to anything that makes him look bad as far as Benghazi is concerned, IRS, AP. Those are the principal scandals he's talking about. And as far as Benghazi is concerned, interesting, Rita, that you should mention this today because there's some news. CNN has been very, very aggressive, and today they reported that a bunch of CIA operatives have been polygraphed every other month, which is far more frequently than they normally do, to make sure nobody is talking about Benghazi. Also, for the first time, CNN is reporting there were something like 40-some Americans on the ground when this attack took place, and nobody's been talked to, and there appears to be a movement on the part of the Obama administration to make sure nobody's talking. So this scandal has been... I hope you enjoyed this small excerpt. If you want to see the full video, got to be in El Dorado. Go to my website, LarryElder.com, log in, fill out the form. It'll cost you about $4.75 a month, or about the price of a mocha frappuccino latte at your favorite coffee house. As you can tell, I don't like coffee. I'm a tea drinker. See you next time.